Everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is the mother load, isn't it? That means that today we are testing KWFinder against AHRefs. So I'm only looking at the keyword difficulty score. That's the only thing I've been looking at in this series of videos. I know that these tools have got so many other features, but I'm literally just looking at the keyword difficulty scores. I use these scores every day to help me to choose things that I can write about on blogs that are quite new, that can easily rank for these things because they're low competition. The problem is if you use a tool which is telling you something is low competition when it isn't, then you're going to end up writing things that have no chance of ranking. Years ago, when I tried AHRefs, I found that the difficulty score they had was not very good. It would tell me that something is 0, really easy to rank for, and then I would actually find out it isn't at all. So it would be interesting to see whether whether this is something that they've improved. Okay, so we got KWFinder on the right, we've got AHRefs on the left. I suppose I should say very quickly that the things I look for usually is I usually look for in the top 10 of the SERP results for a phrase or a keyword. I look for at least having a couple of websites with a domain authority under 20. I want to see if the intent of the article matches the intent of the search term. I also want to see sometimes if there's some kind of like user generated or forum content there, that sometimes means it's easier for you to rank over. However, I would say you still need to have a look at that, because sometimes someone might have written a really long epic post on a forum that might be harder than you think to rank for. Anyway, so here we go. So here's our first term. I'm using the same 4 terms on all of these series of videos so that you can easily compare the tool with another tool in another video. So I'm hoping that will help. So best blenders for seniors. KWFinder is saying it's a keyword difficulty of 12, and then you can see over here best blenders for elderly, best blenders for elderly. So I can remember, because I've looked at this so many times, that by the time you get down to 6, the good housekeeping one, that is not on point, because it's only for best blenders. It doesn't say anything about for the elderly. This one as well, nothing about for the elderly. This one here is obviously a smaller site with a DA of 9, but that one is about for elderly. So you can see why it's so low. Yes, the top 5 are on point, and so is this one here, but amongst those you've got 3 that are under 20 for domain authority, so I can see why it's so low at 12. And then when we go over to the AHRefs tool, it's saying it's 30 medium. We estimate that you'll need backlinks from 36 websites to rank in the top 10 for this keyword. And the thing that's a bit disappointing here, oh hang on, SERP Overview. So they do have the SERPs. They don't have SERP history, but they have the SERPs here. And actually I quite like this. It has quite a lot of information. So we've got the domain rating 38, 88. Oh, so yeah, okay. So according to them, you've got like one website here that has a DR of 1. You got one that has a DR of 28. So yeah, you can kind of see why they went for 30. But based upon what I can see, I would go more for the 12 than the 30. Because of the fact that there are some of the things here are not on point, and yeah, so even though you can see some high DR sites here, most of them don't have something on point about seniors. So yeah, I think it's really good how it seems that KWFinder is able, it seems like it's able to account for that better than even a very expensive tool like AHRefs. Okay, let's go for the next one. Low sugar recipes. This one has been quite interesting. So let's see how it is handled by AHRefs. So low sugar recipes, you can see it's got, they're saying it's 18, so it's medium difficulty according to them. We estimate you need between 20 websites, backlinks from 20 websites to rank. Okay, it does have SERP history, that's interesting. So healthy low sugar recipes, 25 low sugar recipes, low carb. So again, it's having this. I do have to say I like how in AHRefs it's showing you everything that will be in the SERPs. So it's showing you that here there will be a widget for people also asked that isn't on KWFinder. So that's really impressive. Sugar-free recipes. So sugar, we've got low sugar. So yeah, it's the same as on the other tool, that we have a lot of sugar-free things in here when we search for low sugar. So you would have thought those things you should be able to rank over for the specific term low sugar recipes, right? It is saying we've got a DR81, DR83, 83, 87. So according to this, you can see why it's saying it would be kind of medium. But actually, maybe it should be higher than that, because look, that all these sites are DR, and we have got quite a few of them that are on point. Low sugar recipes from Eating Well, that's a DR of 81. Low sugar recipes from Taste of Home, 83. They're going to be very hard to rank over, especially with any kind of new site. Low sugar. This low sugar is from a DR 88 site. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking 18 is a bit low. That's my opinion. Whereas this one is saying 44. And yes, we've got domain authority, which is pretty high. The lowest one is 64. So yeah, I would kind of go more with this 44. And like I said with this one, yes, there are some things in here that are about sugar-free when we're talking about low sugar, but still there's enough things here from high authority websites that are on point that it's going to be, pretty hard for you to rank in the top 4 or 5. You might be able to get into the top 10, but I think 44 is more accurate than 18 in my opinion. I would always highly recommend you try these tools out for yourself. They all have trials. The AHRefs one, you have to pay $7 US for a 7-day trial, which seems a little bit expensive having to pay for a free trial, but I see why they do it. It's a really popular tool, and they kind of want to make sure that people don't spam them with free accounts. Anyway, I will leave a link in the description for both of these tools. I would highly recommend that you try them out for yourselves. Of course, they will be my affiliate links. I do really appreciate it. Anytime that you guys use my affiliate links, it will help to support the channel. Okay, so yeah, so far I'm really impressed with how much KWFinder is holding up against AHRefs, one of the apparent massive websites in this space. Okay, let's do next. Why does my dog smell? Why does my dog smell? Question mark. We're going to see how this one does. There you go. And then over here on AHRefs. Okay, I need to update over here. ask it to fetch fresh data. This one was calculated 19 hours ago, probably by me. So it's fine over here. So it's saying over here on KWFinder that's a keyword difficulty of 24. We've got, I've seen this SERP so many times from all these videos, so, and I know for a fact they're all on point. I know there's one that talks about why your dog smells like fish. I think there's a couple, but it is kind of on point, although not 100%. But all the others are all on point. And you've got DA 45, 69, 80. So we have got a 30 here in the top 5. We've got a 35, we've got a 17, we've got a 25. So yeah, there are a few that are not super high DA, so I can see why it's a 24. That seems to make sense. Over here on AHRefs, it's saying 9, easy. We estimate that you'll need backlinks from 10 websites. Okay, so DR 62, 79, 81, 36. So the thing is, okay, so there's one site here at the bottom in 9th place which says it has a DR of only 3, but everything else has got a DR of like over 30, and we got 79, 81. So then the question is, why is it saying it's 9? Like, to me that doesn't really add up, frankly. If I see 9 and it says easy, I would expect to see more opportunity in the SERPs. Yes, there is some opportunity, but again, I would tend to go more with the KWFinder 24 here. That seems like a more accurate, realistic score for this for these results, in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, I think this is doing pretty well. I think I've got one more to do, right? I think I've got one more to do. What is indoor bowls? Last one. Let's see. This one is a tricky one because it's basically a fairly obscure thing in America. I just want to see if the tool has information even on something quite obscure. So there we go. Search that. Search that. Wants us to update over here, fair enough. So on the KWFinder, it's got keyword difficulty of 15. We got bowls, beginner's guide. So I've seen this SERP so many times recently because of all the videos I've been making on this, but they're all fairly on point. It's just that some of them are talking about a beginner's guide, not necessarily what is indoor bowls, although I'm sure in a beginner's guide they would probably have a paragraph about that at the beginning. However, if you were to write an article specifically on what is indoor bowls, I think you would have a chance to rank over something which is more like a beginner guide. And we have got a DA 19 in 2nd and a DA 9 in 7th place. So yeah, there are some high DA sites here, but I think this kind of shows me that it would be possible for you to rank in the top 5 with even a fairly new website, especially if you did something more related with what is indoor bowls. Maybe you talk about the history and you go into more about what is indoor bowls. 15, so there you go. And then over on AHRefs, 13, so that's very similar this time. That's the first one that's been very similar. Again, I like how it shows you on AHRefs exactly what you're going to be seeing on the SERPs that the people also ask is up here, and the top stories are here, so that's fair enough. 13, so we've got DR of 95, 26, 63. So we have one down here which is a DR of 9 and one down here which is a DR of 4. But everything else is kind of, and what then this one here is a DR of 26, but all the other ones are quite high. But yeah, I suppose that's probably the most on point that we've got from AHRefs so far, in my opinion. especially because yes, there are a lot of beginner guide things, exactly the same as what I said on the other side. Okay, so there you have it. So I have to say I'm still really impressed with KWFinder. This is why I use it a lot, because it's way cheaper than a tool like AHRefs, but it still has the ability like to give you a good idea of the difficulty of a keyword. And I still see that other tools, even expensive tools, are not as consistently accurate when it comes to this as KWFinder. So they're doing a really good job. I don't know how they do it, but yeah, I'm really impressed with them. So thank you for watching this video, and as always, I will hopefully see you in the next one.